The seaside resort town of Blackpool, England, is known for its iconic landmarks like the Blackpool Tower and its vibrant promenade. The town offers classic attractions such as the Pleasure Beach amusement park, arcades, and the annual Blackpool Illuminations, a famous light display that draws millions of visitors. It's a blend of traditional charm and modern entertainment, making it a popular destination for families and tourists seeking a classic British seaside experience. On the 31st of January 2013, at approximately 9:15 p.m, a fire was found burning beside a guest house in an alleyway located by Kirby Road, in the South Shore area of the city, by hotel workers. Upon realising there was a fire, the hotel workers attempted to extinguish the flames. They quickly noticed bloodstains in the burning pile of carpet and bin liners, and then they found that wrapped within was the body of a young woman who had been set alight. The post-mortem examination reported that the young woman had 58 stab wounds to the face and head and had passed away due to these, quote, significant stab wounds. It was also confirmed that she had been sexually assaulted, and whoever had murdered her had set the body ablaze. There were also defence wounds, suggesting that the victim fought for her life. Kimber House hotel owner Carl Evans told The Telegraph, quote, "I heard the fire alarm go off next door, but I didn't think anything of it at first. Then a dog walker called out for help. 3 of us ran out and we were trying to extinguish the flames. I didn't realise it was a body at first. The girl was curled up in the fetal position. She was very small and it looked like she had no legs. It has been a massive shock." Through DNA comparisons from a toothbrush, the body was subsequently identified as 16-year-old Sasha Marsden. Sasha Marsden was born on the 7th of May 1996 to Gary and Jane Marsden. Sasha was a first-year college student who was studying childcare at Blackpool and the Feld College. She was a, quote, typical teenager who loved socialising and lived with her parents in the Staining area of Blackpool. Following her death, Lancashire police reported that Sasha's family were supported by specially trained officers. The force indicated that the incident was believed to be isolated, with no threat to the public, although patrols in the area were increased. Specialist crime scene investigators conducted forensic searches in the alleyway and at the Grafton House bed and breakfast hotel located on the same street. Tributes were paid following the news of her death, with her loved ones setting up a Facebook page in her memory. The head of Sasha's college, Mandy Pritchard, stated she was, quote, a friendly, considerate individual who cared about her fellow students. Pritchard further commented, quote, since enrolling with us last September, she had been making fantastic progress. Sasha worked hard and was looking forward to carrying out a work placement and progressing to level 2 and ultimately a career in childcare. Her classmates are understandably upset and the college is offering all the support it can at this difficult time. Our thoughts are with Sasha's family. Newspapers reported that Sasha had actually gone missing for 6 days in September of the previous year. She was found in Lowestoft, Suffolk, which is approximately 300 miles away from her home. The circumstances surrounding this almost week-long disappearance is not known. A friend of Sasha's, Stephanie Kyle, told Sky News that shortly before her death, Sasha had received a death threat, stating, quote, she got an email saying her time was going to come very soon. Obviously, this happened and she's gone, and we don't know why. A 22-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of murder and was taken into police custody. Meanwhile, a 20-year-old woman, also arrested on suspicion of murder, was released without charge. On the 3rd of February 2013, David Minto was charged with the murder of Sasha Marsden. Minto was a caretaker in the Grafton House Hotel. It came to light that Sasha had recently secured an interview for a part-time cleaning job at the Grafton House Bed and Breakfast. Sasha met David Minto on a night out through an acquaintance, and the pair messaged over Facebook, where David offered her an interview for the job at the hotel, which belonged to David's girlfriend and her mother. Minto appeared in court the next day and entered a not guilty plea on the 24th of April 2013. He was held in custody pending his trial, scheduled for the 15th of July 2013. The 23-year-old, using the online alias David Demon Minto, reached out to Sasha on Facebook, enticing her with a false offer of part-time work. He instructed Sasha to visit the hotel on a day he knew it would be vacant. After sexually assaulting and stabbing her, primarily targeting her face and neck, he attempted to cover up the crime by setting her body on fire. Minto then insisted that he had consensual sex with her, and the bloodstains found on the carpet and bin liners he attributed to her having had a nosebleed. He also stated that following this, Sasha left the hotel alive. When Sasha did not return home on the 31st of January, Jane and Gary Marsden went to the Grafton House Hotel on Kirby Road. David Minto answered the door and coldly lied about Sasha's whereabouts. Unbeknownst to them, the man they were speaking to had already murdered their daughter, and her mutilated body was just a few yards away. Jane Marsden recounted that Minto claimed Sasha had left. Meanwhile, Sasha's boyfriend, Danny, attempted to reach out to friends and make calls, but no one had seen her. Jane also contacted the hospital, but no one there had any information about Sasha. Lancashire Constabulary's Detective Superintendent Andy Murphy stated, quote, "After our dealings with Minto, I would describe him as cold, callous and evil. He put Sasha's family through a real ordeal by pleading not guilty and taking this to trial. But the family have been brave and very dignified, appearing in court every day to hear the terrible evidence about what happened to their daughter." The court was told that traces of Sasha's blood were discovered on Minto's clothing, throughout the hotel, and on the weapon used in the murder, a kitchen knife. The court was also told that her blood-stained top, pink and white trainers, pink purse and mobile phone were discovered in a bin in the alley behind the hotel. The phone had been taken apart with the battery removed. The judge described Sasha's death as a, quote, "ferocious and sustained attack with an overwhelming amount of evidence." Judge Anthony Russell QC said, quote, "Sasha Marsden was an attractive 16-year-old girl with the prospect of a happy and successful life ahead of her. You have not only destroyed the life of one human being in the most brutal way, but your cruelty has devastated her loving parents, family, and friends. There is not a shred of common humanity in you." In a statement from the Marsden family, it said that each wound he inflicted on her, quote, "stabbed at the heart of each and every one of her family." Detective Superintendent Andy Murphy stated, quote, "I believe that Minto is a calculated killer. His actions were premeditated and evil. He lured Sasha to her death by promising her work at the hotel. She placed her trust in him, thinking she could earn a few pounds to help support her through college. Instead, she ended up in the hands of her killer." On the 26th of July, the jury returned with a guilty verdict, and 23-year-old David Minto was sentenced to a minimum of 35 years imprisonment before the possibility of being eligible for parole. In February 2014, Minto filed an appeal against his sentence. However, the Court of Appeal for England and Wales upheld the decision, maintaining the minimum term of 35 years. Sasha's mother, Jane, said, quote, "She was our life, our youngest child, the only one still left at home. Everything we did revolved around Sasha. Jane led a campaign to appeal for David Minto to never be released from prison following his 35-year sentence for her murder. Jane stated following his trial, quote, "For his sexual gratification, he's robbed us of saying goodbye to her, but he's also robbed us of her 18th birthday, her 21st birthday, and her future. He's just robbed us of everything. I can never forgive him. Never." Sasha's sister, Gemma, set up the Yes Matters campaign, offering aid to, quote, "victims of child sexual abuse and exploitation." Gemma partnered with Women's Aid and the Home Office to visit schools throughout Greater Manchester, educating children about healthy relationships, domestic abuse, and where to seek help if needed. Gemma told the Bolton News, quote, "I think it's very important because we recently learned that a child as young as 7 is exposed to porn, so we need something to combat this and show what a healthy relationship is. When we go to the schools, we talk about respect for yourself, how we treat other people. If something is unhealthy, we let them know who they can talk to. There are special sessions for kids who have disabilities as well as working with interpreters for those who need it, and it's completely free." Gemma, who leads GMCA's Violence Against Women and Girls Working Group, has shared her research on the effects of gender stereotypes with the European Parliament and discussed the impact of pornography with Amnesty International. Gemma has contributed to the development of the parliamentary APPG on pornography regulation and has been involved in shaping child sexual exploitation prevention policies. Additionally, she advocates for the rights of girls in Afghanistan, supports women in the Kakuma refugee camp, and leads initiatives with girls in Bradford. Despite David Minto's attempts to hide the truth, the evidence revealed the reality of Sasha's murder, leading to his conviction. As her family continues to grieve her loss, Sasha's story reminds us of the need to support victims and their families and to work towards preventing such tragedies in our communities.